Warning: the following show may contain strong language and other content that may not be suitable for a younger audience. The show also contains spoilers for any and all anime and manga. Always check the description below for spoiler warnings. And if you don't, well, that's your own fault.
Welcome back to the hills and thrills and all the trill. Abraham Lincoln. This is episode 94 of a Manga Raiders Community Happy Hour. I am the Manimal, and joining me on this exciting, thrilling, and trilling occasion
is Coryn's phone. Hey guys.
Coryn's phone, our new guest.
Oh, yeah, I'm Coryn's phone. I'm in his pocket all the time.
How's your battery life doing?
Oh, I'm at 33%.
33, damn. Mine's at 16 right now.
Fuck him.
Oh, that's
Get it good, bitch.
Actually, my phone was pretty good on battery life for a while, but you know how all these things go. It was also like really large, and first it was like, wow, this is too big, and now I look at my other one and I'm like, oh, freaking, should have been like this the whole time.
Yeah, my phone right now is like twice the size of my previous like flip phone one.
Well, I mean, if you're going from a flip phone, then that's an upgrade and a half, right?
Yeah, probably more than an upgrade and a half, considering I waited like literally the entire time smartphones were out until December or January of 16 to get a smartphone.
Yeah, that is some time. But hey, look at that. It's Coryn. It's just me and Coryn on this episode. If it will happen, last week we tried to do this, but my internet didn't work, and literally just in the intro, the freaking power went out. So the universe doesn't want this episode to happen, but we're gonna rebel against the universe today. I'm telling you.
It's a rebellious kind of episode in which we talk about something we haven't decided yet. It's kind of on the edge of the elbow kind of episode.
We are on the edge of the elbow because frickin' Vacant is puking his brains out right now. Literally.
He's sick. Yeah, he's not feeling well, so we don't have him today.
Who does he think?
Anyone else?
Who does he think he is? Anyways, seeing as this is episode 94, you know what we have to do, and that is the best albums of 94, of which I've heard not very many. We have Weezer's first album, Sonic Youth Experimental Jet Set, which is like one of their worst albums actually, but it has Bull and the Heather, so that's good. Dinosaur Jr. Without a Sound, Megadeth Euthanasia, Nirvana MTV Unplugged, and for Vacant, Biggie Ready to Die. Bam, that's 1994. I wasn't alive then, but you were.
God, I was born in 91. You're making me feel old, though. You can't be that much off from 94. What are you born? 95, 96?
You gotta keep waiting.
God, you're a child.
I am only 2. So, how was the week of weeks?
Not bad. I went to a music festival. That was neat.
Oh, who played?
I have no idea.
Oh.
It was because it was sort of a music festival / beer festival.
So
it was put on by the local. Well, more, yes, than just hanging out.
Oh yeah.
It was also like 100 degrees. So we were hiding in the shade away from the stages a lot because they were just out in the middle of a giant parking lot, basically. There was a big stage and a couple little stages.
Yeah, it was like it was actually like a full-on festival like that.
It was like a block party kind of thing, almost, because it was out. It was in a disused part of Kansas City. We'll put it that way.
How do you like what does it sound like when you're just sitting in between all the stages or whatever?
They weren't that close together.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say, wouldn't you hear them all?
It's like, I say stages. There was one, like, big main stage.
Yeah.
Which is like a normal sort of stage you might see at a music festival.
Yeah.
But then the others were, like, very, very little things.
Okay.
Like, you might see set up in, like, a backyard.
I did see a music festival. I saw a music festival in the second season of K-On! That's it.
I don't know if that counts.
Are you sure it doesn't count?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I do know what I'd have to do if I ever saw one thanks to that episode.
What's that?
Well, it gives you the whole rundown of things. You gotta get a tent. Gotta chill out in the woods, which I would never want to do, by the way, is frickin' just tent, because think of the bugs and the frickin' bears or whatever. Do
you not go camping?
Well, in a facility, in in a building, in a structure, in a shelter.
That's not camping.
No, I meant like well, okay, do you mean camping as in like bringing your tent and going somewhere in the woods?
You're not really camping if you're in a structure, are you?
Well, I don't know. I've never thought about it like that. I mean, I've never...
Camping needs a tent of some sort, or, no tent. But, yeah, so you can't... If you're in a building, you're not camping.
Are you going to shit in the woods, then?
I mean, that's what you do.
Whoa.
I mean, okay, you can camp if you're, like, at a lake or something and they have latrines built up. But, like, you can't sleep under a roof that was made by...
I've never been camping, then. That's all right with me. I'm personally not too interested in shitting in the woods. Although that's not like the biggest part about it, but it is a part.
I mean, yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. Well,
you could just choose not to use the restroom the whole time.
Well, it depends how long you go.
Oh, I went backpacking through Colorado for a week and didn't take a shit. I don't know what happened there. It just didn't happen.
For a week? Did you?
For a week.
Did you eat anything?
Yeah, I did. I ate every day, 3 meals.
I can't even imagine what that would feel like.
I honestly felt fine. And it's not like I got back home and, like, took the shit of death or anything like that.
What I would figure would occur.
I think my body was just using everything super efficiently. It was really what ended up happening there.
So is that like the super version of you or something?
The super version of me?
Yeah. Like, if you're being all efficient and everything, would that be like...
I mean, I think more than anything I was burning just, like, 8,000 calories a day.
Oh.
More than anything else.
And was it a fruitful journey?
I gotta see some stuff. So, yeah, it was fruitful.
Very fruitful. Well, did you do anything else this week that's noteworthy?
I blew a tire on the highway.
That's the best place to freaking get a flat, right?
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, my spare tire was flat too. So
what?
Doop-a-doop. I had to get myself towed back, which is probably good since the way it's a big ring highway that circles all of Kansas City basically.
Oh, okay.
And I was miles from anywhere I could have actually pulled off to get a tire change.
Oh,
I had about a good foot between the side of my car and the highway still, even though I was off the edge.
Yeah.
And nobody gives a shit, so they don't like pull over to the side or anything.
Well, you're on the highway.
I would have died basically if I had tried to change my tire right there.
Well, that's like the ultimate scary thing. I mean, like in the woods at night, like somewhere, like some random road or some random town at night would be. But on the highway, though. Ugh.
On the highway sucks. There's just traffic whizzing right by you, and there's not enough room to do anything.
Yeah.
But now I have a spare tire on my car. It's inflated. I bought one of the foot pumps. Takes like 1,000 pumps to get it filled up, but it did it.
Well, that's good. It's probably good to have an inflated spare tire.
Yeah.
I would think. I'm not too sure, but
Well, if you don't have an inflated spare tire, get something that will inflate your spare tire. Words of wisdom from the Manga Raiders Happy Hour.
That was 2 eyes for me. I don't think I can top that this whole episode.
Well, you're gonna have to try. What did you do this week?
I released my 8th album, Black Hair Like Blood.
You released your 7th a week ago.
No, that was on May 30th that I released my 7th album.
Forgive me. 2 weeks ago.
And today, on June 20th, I've released my 8th album. Which just so happens to have 8 songs. Because, I kept it short this time. Again, with anything, I think when you're doing something like music, and since I've only been recording songs for a year, what's important is quantity, obviously, because, since my first album, I've already developed a lot. I'm not great, but that's how you do it, right? You just pump them out. It's like that with anything,
Yeah, I remember when I had that kind of output. Not so much anymore.
Well, that's just it, I don't want to be like that, because I'm like that at drawing now, where I'm like, oh yeah, that was great when I made that comic series, now I don't do anything. And I'm sure it's like that with writing or anything else,
Yeah. I mean, it's just, every time I try to think I want to get back to that. I do it for like a week or two, and then it just goes back down the toilet.
Well, stuff
Mostly
like
because, shit comes up, work and whatnot.
there's also that, but I think with stuff like writing, it's just totally a mood that comes randomly. You're just chilling out, and all of a sudden you're just like, hey, I'm gonna write something, and then like, whoa, what did I do? That I did a thing. It's the
key.
the
The
electricity.
key is to learn to be consistent with your writing.
That's true as well.
And then be able to write at any point, whether or not you have great inspiration flowing or not.
That's like the ideal of all ideals in terms of that. Because with me, with writing, it'll just be like, I'll just do it randomly, and all of a sudden the lightning bolts come down from the sky.
Yeah, I mean, I like it when it does that.
It's nice. It's nice when I get electrocuted in the brain.
A little bit.
It's a little bit. Yeah, other than that, I didn't do anything too exciting, as you would assume. It's just been a normal week of weeks. So before we get into whatever, which there's nothing to get into, we can talk about a little bit of news, even though there's not much, as you would imagine. The first is no surprise. Obviously, Attack on Tacos is getting a third season.
Thank God.
Which, I mean, I think anyone could have predicted that given the length of the second season.
Yeah, it's a welcome announcement too, and did I hear it was supposed to be coming next year?
Yeah, next year, which it'll probably be delayed until next year.
Don't say that. I waited 4 years for the second season to come. I don't need to wait another 4 for the third season.
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe they'll make Cabaneri too, even though they probably have like a good chunk of season 3 done, I'd imagine.
I mean, you'd think they'd have just
at least an episode
with the success of Attack on Titan, and I guess to a lesser degree Cabaneri, you think they'd have enough money to get a B team going?
I'd assume they can do both in the same season. Actually, I don't even know if they make a Cabaneri 2, really. I don't know how popular it was.
I don't know. I mean, I heard it was fine, but I never really watched it, so I guess I don't know.
There are issues with it. It's just like one of those, it's one of those shows where cool things happens, but eventually it just does too many dumb things. Which, that's like such a primitive description. But
I get it.
That's actually the same way that I describe Transformers, which, by the way, the 5th movie, I think, is coming out. Oh.
It is. They finally have the 5-faced people with the tentacles.
The freaking Quintessons are in the movie?
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know if they have 5 faces. In the trailer, there's like a robotic green alien with a big tentacles coming down.
Oh my god, I didn't see that.
And I think it's like a she, and she's like, I am your creator. So yeah, it's the quintiles, quintessentials. I can never remember what they're fucking called.
Guilty or innocent.
But I hope they have 5 faces. God.
They need 5 faces of doom, right? Oh god.
I mean, I know it's going to have the exact same plot of every other Transformers movie.
That's so bad about them now. It's like the world will be destroyed, and there's been ancient evil.
Ancient evil from us, and Megatron's never the main villain. Can't be the main villain. That's impossible. That doesn't make any sense. And Optimus Prime is going to question whether or not the humans need to be saved, but then he'll say, yeah, they're fine, and then he's going to fly off again.
He's probably going to die at the end. The freaking guy dies in every movie, just because it's fun, I guess.
Yeah, Frick. I don't know, man.
Well, I really hated what they did at the 4th movie, where they were like, okay, you don't have Megatron, so we'll do Galvatron, but it's not really Galvatron.
It is, but it's not. But also now he's back to normal?
It's really dumb.
As long as they retcon that stupid transformation effect of turning into cubes.
Oh god, that was in the last movie.
Yeah, that was the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
I actually forgot about that because the whole movie is forgettable. I watched it once and I was like, I never need to see another one of these movies again.
Like, the only cool part was when, at the very end on the ship, when they had the Dinobots waking up and all that.
Oh yeah, the Dinobots are in that movie. I forgot about that.
They're going to do the same thing all these movies do and kill off the main characters at the beginning, except for Prime.
That's right. That was stupid too. Which, it's been a decade since the first movie, and that's amazing to me. because that was a film that legitimately changed my life. Like so many things, just like me as a human being would be different if I didn't watch that movie. It just set the course for a lot of things. Like I wouldn't be doing the show. Maybe that'd be good, who knows. But just all these interests and everything all came from watching that movie when I was freaking almost 11, and I was like, oh my god.
Almost 11. Jesus, I was in high school.
Yeah, like literally if I didn't watch that movie, things would be different. It's like one of those things for me,
I like the first one a lot.
Yeah, it's
and
a
the second one wasn't
story.
bad at all. I really liked the second one when it first came out.
The
third one I'm ambivalent with.
I was so hyped for Revenge of the Fall, and of course it paid off for me, because the freaking forest,
cool.
The forest fight. Oh,
forest fight was great, but
I mean, there's a lot of flaws with the movie, but my freaking, how old was I? 13. My mind at that time didn't care. It's just like, oh my god, things.
Oh yeah, certainly. And if I hadn't watched those Transformers movies, I would have never gotten into the original cartoon, which would have never led me to the Cybertron games, which never led me to a bunch of other shit.
Again, it's that kind of effect, right? I would have never gone into any anime or anything like that.
Wait, Transformers, Michael Bay Transformers got you into anime?
Yeah, by extension, because first you find out about G1, and then you find out about Headmasters and stuff, and then you find out about other mech series,
we're learning some things today.
This is the origin story. Again, I told you before, I always hated this stuff for no reason. But it just gradually, the domino effect of things, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
You just randomly stumble upon something and it changes perception of everything. It's been that with albums for me too, like, Bob Dylan's Highway 61, Sonic Youth, Daydream Nation, Just, I don't know quite how to describe it, but there's a certain power to these things,
Oh yeah, and I know, I've gone down, I find one thing I like and I go down rabbit holes. And the next thing you know, you're, balls deep in whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is. But like I said before, I don't particularly care about the franchise anymore, because there's nothing left that interests me. But, I don't know, if I kind of want to see the film out of, because, it's been a decade since the first, so there's kind of a weird obligation feeling. But then I'm like, do I really? It's just gonna be dumb.
Oh yeah, I mean, I will probably watch it on Netflix when it comes out, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, because I don't go to the theater very often anyway.
Yeah, and I was at the theater fairly recently. I watched the most recent Pirates of the Caribbean movie for work, which I mentioned.
Yeah,
and saw the trailer there and thinking, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
In my own dumb, nobody's gonna like this. I'm probably not gonna like this. But of course, what was the other movie trailer saw?
All the freaking trailers.
Something Blonde.
I don't know, but when I watched Wonder Woman, all the trailers are annoying. They were all just stupid, loud action trailers, and it was like, come on, this is giving me such a headache.
Yeah.
I was just looking at my thumb the whole time, so uninterested.
I don't know. I mean, since it is summer, I am kind of feeling stupid, loud action at the moment. But
that is true. Again, because it has been, well, I wouldn't say a tradition because it's not every year, but a thing.
But summer action blockbusters are kind of the norm, aren't they?
Always, yeah. And, well, I mean, again, Wonder Woman is the better movie to see for that, obviously, but it's different. Different kind of film.
And it always depends what you like, but I'm looking forward a lot to Valerian. You seen trailers for that?
No. Wait.
Brian could tell you more about it, but it's all set in, it's Valerian, the city of 1,000 worlds or something like that. It's very high science fiction, it's based off a French comic book.
Oh.
Or something like that.
French comic book.
Yeah. What did French has some weird ass graphic novels.
What do they call comics over there? Comics. Oh yeah. Freaking French people. Yeah. I wonder, because I've heard some French music that's pretty good actually, but I don't know about the comics.
I've always enjoyed Daft Punk. They are French.
Oh yeah, they're definitely the best musicians from France, or where from France.
Yeah, France, unless they're. I don't know, man. I guess I know they speak French, so they might be from Belgium or something. They speak French.
Yeah, I had one of those dumb moments where I was like, "Where are they from? Is it France or Paris?" But I was like, obviously, you know.
I don't know, man.
I had one of those.
I just don't know.
I had one of those idiot moments. I just stopped myself, even though I didn't. But yeah, that's that. And again, Attack on Titan 3. You can predict that. There's something more exciting though. There's a piece of news that really just like I couldn't believe it. It was a true thrill of my life. The frickin' Pen Pineapple guy is getting his own show, and it's in the same style as a Naragoro. Literally,
we should be so lucky.
The same artist,
as humanity,
the same shading and style as a Naragoro.
So my question is, was a Naragaru like actually popular enough in Japan to warrant this?
No, I don't think it was popular at all. It was just one of those weird shorts. And again, it still hasn't been subbed fully yet. Nobody wanted to pick it up for some reason.
I wonder.
But like, I saw this and I was like, oh my god, it's that style. And it's from the Twitter account of the guy too. I'm like, why are they? And apparently, what's the plot of this again? I'm gonna find it. It was something that was actually really amusing. It's the new anime. I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name. Lullaby is inspired by the singer's own drawings and will feature him visiting the protagonists of various fairy tales. It's like, what?
So no magical fart clouds in this one?
No, there's none of that. But the poster is basically like his snot bubbles with different like fairy tale places in them. So there's still an element of that present.
I think that's that old. I don't know where it comes from of people snoring with snot bubbles and that.
I don't get that
like,
either.
But that's what you do when you sleep, I guess.
Apparently. Like,
I've seen that in anime, but I've also seen that in like Western stuff from like forever ago.
Oh, really?
Like that's just a thing.
I don't think that humans do that. Like I
mean, I guess if you had some snot in your throat or in your nose, it would do that.
I guess it's just meant to be like a visual indication of something happening, you know? What?
I wish I could trace back I don't know, maybe it's on the TV Tropes page.
Yes, got to find the origin. It's very exciting. But I saw this guy's art and I was like, oh my god, he's at it again. It'll be something to watch, that's for sure. Last episode we had E3 talk, but of course there wasn't all of it, and now there is all of it. We're up to date with this one. So Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo. I am so excited. There's 2 new Metroid games coming with 2 new Metroid amiibos. I am going to buy all the Nintendo stuff.
Wait, they're making 2? I thought they were just making the 1.
They are making Metroid Prime 4, which we have no information on whatsoever.
Yeah.
And they are also making a remake of Samus Returns for the 3DS and / the 2DS XL, which I will buy and play it on. But if you know anything about Metroid history, Metroid 2 Samus Returns was a Game Boy game.
Oh.
Very, very slim. So any remake is basically sort of... How familiar are you with the Metroid series?
I have the first Prime game. I played it for a little bit. I thought it was pretty cool, actually, but I never got fully into it.
Right. Well, like, they remade the OG Metroid for the NES as Metroid Zero Mission for the Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
Which, like, was ostensibly, like, the same map, but also incorporated all the updates to the series over the years.
Yeah.
And which is what I assume it's going to be for this. It's basically an entirely different and expanded game, was that's what Zero Mission was. So I assume that's what they're going to do for Samus Returns.
Yeah. Well, geez, the Switch is just getting all the exciting things, isn't it?
Yep.
Now we got this freaking Mario game, or I didn't even see anything on that, actually.
Which Mario game?
Odyssey.
Yeah, because they have 2 more Mario games coming.
Oh, is that the theme? Jeez.
Well, they have the Mario Odyssey game, which is first party Nintendo, and they also have Mario vs. Rabbids,
oh,
like
right,
from the
right,
Rayman
right.
series, which is apparently sort of a sort of like an XCOM style game.
Oh,
if you're familiar with XCOM.
That's interesting.
It is different, isn't it?
I wonder if it'll be better than Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympics.
Probably. I'm gonna say anything Sonic touches turns to shit.
Not Sonic Generations. That was good.
Was Generations good?
Generations was super good, actually. That was it controlled really well, and the 3D levels actually were really good.
That wasn't the one where he turned into a werewolf,
Oh,
is it?
no. Generations was like the commemorative look back on everything, the anniversary kind of game where they have like a level from all the games.
Why don't they just make those all the times?
I mean,
that's what the Sonic fans want.
Again, Sonic at this point obviously is just a nostalgia franchise. It pretty much has been for many years. Because again, anytime they try something new, it's Sonic Unleashed or something lame like that.
Sonic 06.
Okay, well that's the yeah. No comments are necessary on that one. Although
Sonic 06.
Yeah.
You helped make Game Grumps what it is.
That is really like their classic one. I think my favorite of theirs is I'm not sure. I really like the Goof Troops one. That one's a lot of fun, but Sonic 06 is their eternal classic. I still haven't watched all of it though.
I mean, they only made 500 episodes out of it.
I've tried so many times. I've probably only got to episode 40 or something. That's one I go back to often though, because it's a classic.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't watch them anymore though, but that's.
I can't say I ever really watched Game Grumps all that much. It's just something that came up, you know.
Well, that's what it was at first, and then I actually checked it out. Actually, I started watching them like a few days after John left. You know?
Oh yeah.
So that was good timing. But I did like the first I think the first year with Dan was pretty good actually. There's a lot of. I just like Game Grumps because it's just something I can put on and listen to. You know, I don't watch Let's Plays or anything like that. I'm not going to sit down and watch someone play games. I'd just rather listen to them be entertaining. You know?
I suppose. Like, I'm only ever really watched Let's Plays of games I'm familiar with to begin with. Like, I watch a lot of Dark Souls Let's Plays, because those are always fun, because I know what the hell's going on.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense, but...
And I can, get all the jokes and see how people approach things differently.
I don't like that whenever... Okay, like, if I see, like, a Sonic 2 Let's Play, I can't watch it, because I'd just be thinking what I'd be doing. And I'm like, you guys are doing it too slow. Why are you collecting rings? Why are you doing this and that? You know?
Are you not supposed to collect rings?
Well, I mean, like, some people play the game really slow, you know?
I guess.
And
I don't know. I never really understood the Sonic games. Like, I had the big collection on GameCube.
The Sonic games are pretty much finish the level as fast as you can. And you can always find different routes to do it faster, you know? And I've freaking played Sonic 2 so many times. It's not like I'm a master speedrunner or anything. But...
It's not like I like you or anything.
It's not that I like it or anything like that. No, yeah, Sonic games are pretty much just about completing it as fast as you can, you know. And that's why I like them, because they're just... You play them and you're done, and it's cool. That's
my problem. I've never managed to get to the end of a Sonic game. I'm just not very good at... I'm not very good at them, I'll be honest. Like, well. I'm not very good at platformers in general, I suppose.
Well, Sonic is probably like one of the easiest platformers because there's no like puzzle element to the games or anything like that.
It's not the puzzle elements. It's literally the jumping bit that I have troubles with. Like, I'm fine on like Metroid or Castlevania because those are more methodical things.
Yeah.
But like, I could never really get through Mario even that well. I mean, I did through several of the games, but
I've
just
never
not
played through
great
a Mario
at it.
game. But I mean, I guess. Like, I couldn't... Well, I mean, maybe if I've never played Sonic before and I played it now, it'd be a little bit weird. But I've been playing them since I was 4, so, you know.
So you got that long tradition.
The long tradition of sorts.
Which is probably why I'm so good at Metroid games, is because I've been playing Metroid games for most of my gaming career, you know?
My gaming career, it really pays off well.
Oh, yes. Very high power thing.
I just...
Get all the bitches.
Speaking of careers, How about we have a little bit of update on designing retirement homes and such?
I'm not doing that right now.
Then what are you doing?
I'm working on a hospital.
Oh, okay.
Old and abandoned.
Old and abandoned.
Going back on Thursday for I don't know what, man. There's so many moving parts on this thing, it's ridiculous.
So you got to walk through this creepy hospital?
Yes, but this time I have other people with me.
Oh, you went alone the first time?
First couple times, yeah.
Did you have any ghoulish encounters?
No, but last couple times I went, I was in the more populated areas, which are fine, because there's just still some activity going on here. It's like, there's part of the hospital that's completely abandoned, but now there's like a bit of a work crew going on. There's still part of it that's in use, but it's like medical offices.
Yeah. From the way you've been describing Kansas, literally all I imagine is just a freaking field, and there's like a couple of buildings which are completely empty. Like, I just imagine great fields, and you're just living in some farm,
I mean, if you go to western Kansas, you're not entirely wrong.
I can't visualize Kansas as being like a town, like a New York or whatever, I can't imagine.
Kansas City is it's a different place.
Like, in
Kansas
my
City
head,
is half Missouri, half Kansas, but then Wichita's all in Kansas.
Like
it's not big.
Like I said before, in my head, all I imagine is the first Superman movie. Like, that is what Kansas looks like to me.
Surmise the first Superman movie for me. Which one are we talking about?
The original.
Oh, back in the... Was it 70s when it came out?
78, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess...
The big old fields and everything.
I mean, that's definitely an aspect of it, but, like, you're in Canada. You know how people think of Canada as just being empty forest.
They think it's
but there's
friggin' forest or snowland.
And there's nobody there, but obviously there's stuff there. It's the same way with Kansas.
I know, yeah, that's true. And I also think that Finland is just like some weird snowy place where they live in cabins or something like that.
Oh, it is. Don't let anybody dissuade you.
Yeah, but I've seen pictures of like Helsinki and stuff, and it's like a legitimate city. And
I mean, every place you go has legitimate cities.
I know, but in my head, I just imagine Finland as a snowy place with cabins where they just sit around and look at each other and go, yo, mida.
I don't know what kind of accent that was supposed to be, but...
No,
okay.
Finnish people will talk like, mida yolopuki. Those are the only two Finnish words I know, and it just means what, Santa?
Does it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Mida. Well, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I'm not going to pretend that I know, because it's Yulupuki. It's Santa. See, I'm knowledgeable. I know things.
I always believed you did.
And now you know for sure. But yeah, so you got your exciting hospital project. Well, I mean, in a way, could a hospital be a retirement home?
I mean... The part that they're gutting is potentially going to become senior living in like 2 to 3 years.
Oh, so it all goes back to that.
I mean, really, you've just asked about the parts that relate to where old people live and glanced over the other 90% of my life.
Well, other 90%? You mean it's not just about old people?
It's not just about old people, as it turns out.
Well,
we have a whole variety of projects.
Oh, so you're working on multiple things at once.
Yeah.
That's still interesting to me, that you literally just designed buildings without designing them. You know what I mean?
What do you mean without designing them?
Well, you're not going to the front line and laying down bricks and stuff.
I mean, that's building. Obviously, we're not building them.
That was so stupid! Designing and building are like different things,
I mean, yeah, we put digital lines on digital pages, and that's basically the extent of the job, but, it's a lot more complicated than that, ultimately.
This is what happens when I try to host an episode.
It's going fine.
We're just doing it. Vacant. I just, I imagine it like, it's an urgent situation. Vacant's is puking. He's like, guys, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. And I'm like, okay.
We are vacant of vacant.
But yeah.
Can I go on a rant, though? Changing the subjects real quick?
Yeah, there's no other news or anything like that I saw.
Today I bought a little Ben & Jerry's thing of pistachio ice cream, right?
Pretty cool.
and it says it's pistachios and pistachio ice cream.
Yeah.
And I'm not 100% sure the actual ice cream itself is flavored as pistachios. Because it just kind of tastes like vanilla to me. And I don't know if my tongue's failing me or if I'm going crazy.
Wait. What would that taste like? They don't even have that vivid of a taste.
I mean, it's just very... It's either just straight vanilla or just a very light flavor.
Yeah, but like pistachios don't have like that great of a taste, do they?
Yeah, have you never had pistachios? They're delicious.
Yeah, they're just like the nuts you open, right?
What do you mean the nuts? I mean, you open a lot of nuts.
Well, they're the ones they're the ones you crack open the shell, not like peanuts, which have two, but like the single ones.
Well, you're still describing a lot of nuts. But
I'm sorry, I don't really know the difference, I guess.
I mean, pistachios are nuts. I think
Really?
they're
Thanks
nuts.
for
I don't know.
telling
They
me.
might not be nuts. Because peanuts are not nuts. They are legumes.
Legumes. That's a French word, isn't
But
it?
like, you know, you can crack open a walnut. There's one walnut in a single walnut shell. Same with almonds or.
Okay, well, I didn't mean those. Like I mean the ones that like sometimes you gotta work them, because you know they have like a little opening.
Yeah, they're green. You know. They're
Yeah.
pistachios.
See, we're talking about the same thing here. I knew it.
I know we're talking about the same thing. You're just being very generic.
Yes, that's how I work.
Oh
But
boy.
pistachio
no,
ice cream.
They're pistachios. So you think the ice cream would take itself like pistachios. And I have had pistachio ice cream before, where the ice cream itself tasted just like pistachios.
Yeah.
So I think it might just be Ben & Jerry's having a very light flavor to the pistachio ice cream. Or again, I could be crazy.
What good are Ben & Jerry's then?
I mean, they make delicious ice cream.
They do.
It is delicious ice cream, don't get me wrong.
I literally just had the fudge one today.
Fudge.
It's very good. Good job, Tom and Jerry. You guys do pretty good. I never knew you'd be that good at ice cream, but apparently you are.
I mean, I guess they figured it out.
They've got it all figured out. Okay, one time, this guy came in, he's like, I'm here to look at the cooler. And I said, cool.
Yep.
That's my life in a nutshell.
Game Grumps. Game Grumps?
They're grumpy.
And they have made a video game.
Oh.
They announced this. They secretly made a video game.
Secretly.
Didn't tell anybody. This video game is a visual novel dating simulator where you are a single dad who dates other single dads.
Whoa. Did they release this on Father's Day?
I don't know if it's out yet.
Oh. That's interesting.
It is. And I don't know why.
Wait,
Like
did they actually make it? Like
they made
freaking
it.
Dan and Aaron, or
I mean, I don't know how exactly they went into it. I haven't gone too deep into it.
yeah.
But it's definitely a thing that exists.
That's fascinating, actually. I mean, you know, I think with visual novels, there's still a lot of ground to push. You know, they're all the same. They're all set in school and everything like that. But single dads, like, name how many there have been like that.
I think it's definitely a unique product.
Yeah.
And I mention it because I do love me some, I don't know, unique dating sims. I love the pigeon one. I love the one where you date girls who are like I don't, not molested is the wrong word.
Ooh.
Not molested. The other thing.
The other thing.
You know, when something hurts you, but like
What? Injured?
Injured. We're like when they leave you with a disability. I don't want to say disabled.
Oh, are you talking about Kawada? Ooh. I am. Why can't I pronounce words? I was born and I'm not gonna try it. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I can't say it.
It's not Katawa Shoujo.
Oh wait, it isn't.
No, isn't it Katawa Shoujo the pigeon one?
No,
I can't Google it right now.
That's literally the one you're talking about.
Okay, what's the pigeon one called?
I have no idea what the pigeon one's called. It's probably called frickin' Bert's Pigeon Simulator. Probably just frickin' play as Bert.
oh my god, I gotta find this out. This information needs to be in the world. But also had a lot of fun playing My Girlfriend is the President.
Oh, that's cool. I've never played anything like that. Again, you want to know what freaking visual novels I've played? I played a bit of Clan Ad, which was just kind of like, all I did was do the anime story anyway, so I'm like, why am I even doing this? And a little bit of School Days. I'm pretty sure that's still installed on my computer, actually, but...
Oh, School Days.
I haven't gone back to that in like 4 years, which, oh my god, it's been 4 years.
They're so sad without you.
Do you think that, okay, when you watch anime now, do you ever feel that it's just like you're trying to recapture the same feelings that you got before, like when you first got into it?
That's hard to say. Because when I first got into it was all about like Dragon Ball Z and Rurouni Kenshin and shit like that.
Yeah, maybe
so,
when
I rewatched, like, if I ever like pick up a Gundam, I'm looking for that same feeling I got from Gundam Wing.
Yeah.
But like, generally no, and especially since I got out of anime for a long time, and then I got back in again late in high school.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, it was an entirely different genre I came back into, and I wasn't looking for the same things. And admittedly, I did come back into it partly because of a nostalgia trip.
Yeah.
But like the thing that grabbed me was an actual anime, like super anime kind of anime.
Which was?
I forget the title. It was an ecchi harem though.
Oh. Are you talking about the bludgeoning Death Angel when you talked about in the ecchi episode?
That was one of the ones around the same time. But no, that was not the first one.
Okay.
But like, I was a horny teenager at that point. I wasn't when I first stopped watching anime, so.
Well, that's how it works, That's what it's like.
I got into that, and then that led down other roads, and I realized, oh, hey, this shit can actually be an art form. About the time I watched. You can make a religion out of this.
I'm telling you.
But I mean, like, because that led me back into like, okay, what was some of the other anime I missed, and like that's when I really first watched Cowboy Bebop and Trigun.
Yeah.
On Gurren Lagann. Realized, oh, damn.
There are things here.
There's substance to some of this.
Yeah. Like, for me, I always feel like, okay, like, when I really got into it, which was, again, freaking 4 years ago, I feel like every time I watch a series, I'm like, I want to see another classic. I want it to be that same feeling. And it's hard to get that back. The last time I felt something like that was when I watched K-On! And then when I rewatched it last year. Although, honestly, K-On! Makes me feel very complex emotions that I don't even know how to describe. I'm not even kidding.
I understand that, because like right now I'm watching World End, as we've discussed, and I can't explain why it's so good or why I like it exactly.
Like, I could explain why K-On! Is a great series, but there's like something more to it. I guess it's like kind of more of a connection to this series, where it's the band element that does it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, because I've never been in a band or anything like that, so when I see that, I'm like it's just an idealized reality, I guess you can describe it as that.
I mean, I get that, because I have some series I'm pretty emotionally attached to, not because they're objectively better or anything, but because they struck an emotional chord, I guess.
I need to write one day I'm gonna write a freaking 10-page essay on K-On! Because I swear to God. But again, like, it's like everything I watch, I just wish it would feel like that again, Because now when I started watching like Rolling Girls, and it was decent, but I never felt like watching it after like one day. Same with like Bubblegum Crisis, and a lot of series recently have been like that, And even with the new series, because I haven't found the season exciting, and even last season, as many good shows as it had, they didn't prove to be memorable, So it's always like a constant, when will I get this back thing for me.
Yeah, because there's definitely that thing where a show could be fine, but if it doesn't stick into your memory for any particular reason, it's not really worth it, is it?
Well, no. I mean, it's just kind of like fluff at that point. Even though I'd say like Kobayashi and Scum's Wish are really great shows, but like I totally forget about them until like right now when we're talking about it, you know? I'm like, oh yeah, that happened, that existed, I watched that. Weird thing like that. But I don't know, I guess like for me it's always like, oh, I wish it could be like that again.
It's been a while since I've really had a series that kind of goes straight to that direction, I guess. I'm trying to think of one.
A lot of stuff becomes like that after a while though, once it's like sat for a bit and you're like, hey, that thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know I suppose the last one that really, really got me, and this is going to sound dumb, but was Minbo Gamiga. You remember that one?
Good Luck Girl.
Good Luck Girl. I really like Good Luck Girl. Like, I watched the anime, and it was only a season. But it was enough to make me read the manga, and the manga, like, fucking went places. And I still think about that to this day.
It went places. The series didn't seem that deep, but was it secretly?
It kind of was. Like, it has this very nice escalation that you get in series like Gurren Lagann, where
really
it goes crazy places, but it's a very nice smooth curve the whole way there.
Maybe I shouldn't have dropped it then.
Really, dude, the manga is pretty darn good.
Yeah. What about the series though? Is it the whole story, or?
The anime is only like the very first arc, and it's not even a very big arc.
Oh, that's no good then.
Like, I still enjoyed the anime because it had very good voice acting and the animation was very pretty to look at. But like, it just didn't get a second season,
I like
which
the
it
character
really
designs.
needed. Character designs are excellent. The guy knows how to do character
That
designs.
one cast girl was really cool.
Oh yeah, she's neat.
Yeah.
Momoji.
Sure, I don't remember names. That was last year I watched this stuff. And I guess that's just what happens when you try like too much of one thing. Because like I don't really watch anything else. I don't even watch a lot of stuff nowadays anyways, you know. I'm way more focused on musical things.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I will go from areas of interest to areas of interest. Like, I'll spend like a month super hooked on like science fiction stuff, but then I'll slowly transfer back over to like, oh, maybe I want to watch fantasy stuff right now.
Well, that's better to have more of a variety of things, naturally.
Well, sure. Like, I consider myself a polymath. I don't know if that sounds arrogant or not.
What does that mean?
Polymath is somebody with a wide variety of knowledge and interest.
My knowledge far surpasses yours.
Well, it's not saying like I'm smarter than you. It's just saying you have a lot of interest and you do a lot of research into a wide variety of things.
Yeah, I gotcha. I know far more than you do.
See, now you're turning into like a villain from like the 1950s.
The 1950s.
Silver Age of comic books, kind of.
What was the Golden Age? The 20s?
Golden Age was like until the 40s or so, I think.
Would that really be
after
Golden
World
Age?
War II? I think it kind of turns into the Silver Age. I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote
Would
me,
it be
but...
Golden Age though? I mean, if it was the original, but they weren't necessarily the best comics ever made.
Well, no, but I didn't come up with the terminology. It's just what they call them. It's Golden Age, Silver Age, and then whatever they call it nowadays.
I guess
like,
the freaking Bronze Age.
I don't know if they call it that by any means. It's like the change is that there's a slow decrease in campiness as time goes on.
That is true. Yeah, sometimes comics are a little too edgy nowadays, I find. But there's still a lot of good stuff. Again, I get weekly comics, and there'll be a good series like Snot Girl, or the new Josie and the Pussycats is good. Same with that new Archie, actually. That's really, because, again, the Archie one isn't like the freaking grocery store lineup ones. It's
sure.
It's more interesting.
Like, you say edgy, but like, we're not in the 90s anymore. Rob Liefeld is no longer dominating the scene with biceps the size of a torso.
That's true. We're not in that era anymore. But I find like a lot of Dynamite comics are just boring. Like what they've been doing with Vampirella is boring. Even the Kiss series is just, they totally miss the idea of Kiss as a fun sort of campy band. And they're trying to make this serious like teen angst story, and I'm just like, who is this for? Freaking teens don't give a shit about Kiss, and older people, I mean, like, who did you make this comic for? It's just a weird thing like that.
I don't know, man. I think it's for you.
It's
just
for me.
Perhaps just you.
If it's just for me, they should have made it a little more exciting, I think. You know, it's a Kiss comic, but the band isn't even in it, for one.
It's a Kiss comic that doesn't have the band.
It's about a bunch of teenagers.
What is the Kiss comic about, man?
Okay, it's about once upon a time there was a great war. Okay, they have a concept. Kiss has a concept album called Music from the Elder, which is an interesting album. It's probably their only what you could call artsy or pretentious record. It's just this really dumb concept album that actually has a few good songs on it. But it's basically like there's a great war and they live in like a vault or something, and I don't even know the storyline. It's a bunch of stupid angsty teenagers who like dress up like Kiss and stuff, and Kiss are like hologram deities or something stupid like that. It's really silly. Like, it should be Kiss. Here they fight people that are bad, and they rock. The end. You know what I mean? But,
I guess so.
But I don't know. And I'm trying to think what other... Lots of Star Wars comics I read. I haven't read the last few issues, but they have like this vampire storyline going on. Well, it's kind of vampire-ish, I guess. They're really using that new character, the Doctor, a lot, and she's alright, but I feel like every artist that draws her makes her like a different ethnicity or whatever, you know? Like sometimes she's Asian, and sometimes she's not. I feel like they're really inconsistent with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not doing great keeping up with the Star Wars comics. No. I need to just go in and buy a bunch of the mainline collections.
That's the thing to do. Although it does get weird because they do a lot of cross-series stories, so they'll have like part 1 in the main story, part 2 in the Darth Vader story, part 3 in the freaking Doctor story, you know? They do a lot of stuff like that, so you gotta get the other series. That's how they get you.
I mean, I can just ignore that.
You can, because they're just like one-off storylines mostly.
I mean, I do kind of want to get... I assume it's the Vader comic that had sort of Vader's like first time in the suit fairly recently.
I think that's what they're doing, because this is what's so dumb. They had the Darth Vader series until 25, and now they've restarted with the exact same title and everything, so it's number 1. And there's already Darth Vader number 1, and now there's Darth Vader number 1 with the same logo and everything.
This is very confusing.
That's kind of silly.
I always knew the Star Wars comics were going to disappear straight up their own asshole fairly quickly, as all comic series do. But, you know, that's... maybe give it a subtitle.
Yeah, like, or Darth Vader, year 1 in the suit, he's cool, and the Death Star is being built.
You know,
that's a catchy subtitle if I do say so myself. But yeah, I haven't caught up with those. Again, my comics usually pile up until I feel like reading them. That tends to be how it goes.
Yeah, that's how I am with books right now. Of course, I have no place to put the books I've read anymore. So
that's tragic.
Yeah, I'm kind of taking it slow right now. I'm reading a book of poetry by Percy Shelley. So that's nice slow reading.
I read a book about poetry once. It was called John Lennon in His Own Right. It was a bunch of rubbish, really. It was kind of amusing. It was basically just John making a bunch of dumb wordplay things and like just all these kind of silly stories where it's hard to read because every word is a pun, or like he'll take a word and like destroy it basically until you can hardly recognize what it is, you know?
Yeah, I can feel that.
It's kind of amusing to read, and it was done in like 65 and stuff, so like his golden era. Well, yeah, that's exciting books, exciting comics, but now we're gonna freaking close the book and or comic and or Kindle, I guess.
Close the Kindle, fold it in half.
Fold it in half.
I'm talking to you, Mordecai.
Hey, where are you, Lego? I've made 2 albums since we talked about making an EP.
Falling behind, man. Falling behind.
Whatever. He's probably busy doing things. But, anyways, that does it for episode 94 of the Manga Raiders Community Happy Hour. It's been me and Coryn discussing things while Vacant viciously vomits in a voluptuous and vacation villain
The Vedomizer.
Tune in next time for more exciting and dynamic action as stuff occurs.
Yeah, next episode we will be starting a death cult.
Allegedly. I like the word allegedly. That's such like a news word. Like you only hear people say allegedly like in news articles or something like that.
Yeah, basically.
Nobody goes down the street and is like, I heard that allegedly. They just say that, yeah, I heard this happened.
It's news articles and true crime shows, basically.
Yeah. Allegedly, this has been episode 94. Again, things will happen next time. That's it. I'm going to take a parting shot to the freaking veins, the hand veins. You know, those hand, that, like when you move your fingers, they move, those things. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Wait, do you have anything to say?
No. Tune in next time for the Death Cults. All hail the Great Destroyer.
I'm walking down the street, headed to the deli, so they can carve some meat from my bop. Oh yeah, my bop. That was a live performance. Just kidding, no, go away.